Hello, I'm Trace.
And I'm Sam.
And we're two orthodontists, open wide, and this is From Our Perspective.
Interesting.
That was a good one. I came up with that one right off. I know I allude to pulling back the curtains a lot, but most of the time me and Sam will agree on one, and then I'll just scrap it and just come up with something right off the top of my head.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, honestly.
I try to get you to laugh. That's my goal.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, this is episode 6 of From Our Perspective.
They can read, Trace.
Well, no, I feel like every podcast, or at least some of the ones that I listen to, start off by saying what number it is.
It's 6.
It's the 6th one. I'm just stalling because I don't have a story to kind of kick this off.
No, it's fine.
No,
we just hop into the first segment.
Yeah, we'll just hop right in.
I got a lot to talk about.
Hey, we'll bungee jump right into this one.
Bungee jump.
So
like they do in New Zealand.
Is that something New Zealand's known for?
I think so.
Bungee jumping?
Maybe.
I don't fucking know. I don't even know what goes on.
I'm not even gonna lie.
A bunch of Kiwis over there. And
whoa.
Is that racist?
I don't know.
Any of our New Zealand listeners, if that's derogatory in any way, I apologize.
If we have a New Zealand listener, I would be shocked.
If we have a singular New Zealand listener, I will say that we've won this crazy business that we call podcasting. Because
we won life.
I think that would be our first international listener.
These guys are funny, he says. What a bunch of funny guys.
He's upside down because he's right next to Australia. Everyone knows that I'm gonna jump right into it because I'm not.
Yeah, let's stop this train of thought because you're a crazy person.
I'll go off on a mad train.
You are a tangent machine.
All right, so we're gonna jump into our segment. This week we played.
Yeah.
And I'll kick it off this time.
All right.
Because I don't pay attention to who kicks it off which time.
I forget to.
It's fine. But I've been playing. This is a new game to me, so I know I'm a little late to it. But I've been playing Doom.
Doom. Like the new one or the old one?
The newer one. The one that Bethesda made. Well, I don't know if Bethesda made the older ones, but...
No, they did not.
The newest one, I know Bethesda made it. And let me tell you, it is so much fun. It's like, it's this just gore-filled, just sandbox where the only object is to just kill all of your enemies while death metal plays. And it's
interesting.
It's so like...
I've heard good things.
It's a lot of fun. And plus, Doom Guy's like the most badass character I think I've ever seen. Like, he's just like this... So, I won't get... I also haven't played too far into it. But I won't get too much into it.
Noob.
Well, I just picked it up recently.
I haven't played it, so...
Yeah, you're a noob.
What does that make me?
A newbie or noob. There's a character in Mortal Kombat called Noob.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Are you like legally required to play him your first time?
I think it's a law. I think
so. I think that was.
It came about during the 50s. I think
Civil War. I think is.
Yeah, the 1850s is what I was saying.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, his name's like Noob Saibot or something, and he's like a.
How did we get here? What is this?
Because you said noob. I'm a tangent
That's all
machine.
It takes, huh?
I'm just gonna go all
You're
left
a tangent
and right
machine. That's true.
But
forget.
I just started playing Doom, but excuse me. It's so much fun, and you start out as this dude who just kind of wakes up, and he's chained to this like altar. And you would expect him, like, you think he's probably just like naked laying on this altar chained up, and he's like sitting there, and he breaks free, and he has to just like punch the fucking shit out of some zombie things, and then he gets like this cool like almost Master Chief looking armor.
Yeah.
And then you just run around killing demons on Mars.
Yeah, demons on Mars.
It's so much fun, and I
Well,
want you to.
It sounds like some sort of action B movie. It's kind of the feel of it, right?
It's like, it's so schlocky that it's like enjoyable though.
Yeah, of course. It's like getting to play one of those movies.
Oh yeah, it's like it's. I think it would closely resemble to like getting to play a Rambo game, but with demons on Mars.
But even better.
But even like cooler, because you don't have Sylvester Stallone.
I would love Sylvester Stallone to voice a video game character.
Voice Doom Guy?
Well, maybe not Doom Guy, but
but yeah.
Maybe like Mario. new voice of Super Mario. Sylvester Stallone.
Adrian. No, and they just like over the intercom. They're just like, no, this is Sly.
He's just, Wahoo. Can you say Wahoo?
It's Wahoo. Could you give it to
Adrian?
Us Adrian. No, Sly.
No, Wahoo.
Wahoo. Okay. Wahoo. Adrian. Fuck. But yeah, I've been playing Doom. It's a lot of fun. I really recommend picking it up. I can't say like a whole lot about it because I'm only a couple levels in, but it's so much fucking fun.
Yeah, I've heard good things, and now I've heard even more good things.
Oh yeah, it's great. But what have you been playing?
I have been replaying a game again, like I always do.
You're just so set in your ways.
I have been replaying one of, if not my favorite game.
Okay.
Bloodborne.
I
love Bloodborne. Bloodborne is...
Okay.
I don't even know how to put it into words.
Okay, so one game you brought up previously, I mentioned that it's Dark Souls-y. This one is actually made by...
Yeah, it's the same people.
Okay.
It's essentially a Dark Souls game.
This game is basically Dark Souls with
it's spooky Victorian Dark Souls.
Steampunk
Lovecraftian Dark Souls. Not steampunk.
Yeah, steampunk.
No.
I never really understand the whole steampunk movement. It's just kind of
the steampunk genre.
It just kind of seems really dumb to me.
I mean,
and maybe because of the famous movie Wild Wild West starring Will Smith and the other guy.
Okay, I don't think that's entirely representative of the steampunk genre.
But it just... Okay, so
are we just going to ignore my favorite game and talk about steampunk instead?
Just for a little bit.
Okay, fine. We'll get back to it.
Yeah. If your first encounter with the world of steampunk was the Wild Wild West movie starring the genie and someone else, wouldn't you admit that it put...
Hold on, what?
Will Smith, the genie?
Okay, that's not his best known role.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You say the genie, and I would immediately think, oh, Robin Williams was in that movie?
No.
No, I think that was called Robots.
Robots. That was a movie that existed.
That was a movie. That's a good way to describe that.
Didn't it? Let's not start talking about movies.
Okay.
You can't steampunk. Bring up a second movie for me.
Yes, I would hate steampunk if the first time I encountered it was that movie.
It would just put a sour taste in your mouth.
I haven't seen it, but it looks bad. So
it is. It is.
Okay.
Anyway, that's okay.
But something good is Bloodborne.
Something good is Bloodborne, the famous steampunk Dark Souls.
It's not steampunk. Stop lying to people. It's Lovecraftian. It's spooky, and it's great.
Is there a big old Cthulhu?
I'm not gonna tell about that. There might be. That's the mystery trace.
Here, just tell me, and I'll bleep it out. So just say yes or no, and I'll put a bleep noise.
What?
I'm gonna do a little bit cooler editing. So you say yes or no to me, so I know if there's a big Cthulhu.
You are definitely not gonna add a bleep.
Hey, we'll be surprised. Either everyone will get it spoiled for them, or there's gonna be a bleep noise and Trace
All
is
right,
gonna do
here
some
it comes.
editing.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Oh wow! I'm gonna put a bleep so everyone doesn't know what I'm excited about.
All right, all right. I want to talk about the game a little bit more.
Okay.
It's Dark Souls. If you played Dark Souls, you know the deal. It's not hard. You just need to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Trace has played Dark Souls.
It's just kind of frustrating. I think it's not
I
very
think it's
hard.
fun.
It's not. It's just in a period of gaming where everything is just very forgiving, kind of. To play a game like Dark Souls that isn't as forgiving just gets a little frustrating. I
love it.
It's not like I'm playing one of the new Pokemon or one of the new Mario games where it's just like, here's everything
you can't
need
even
to know.
There's not
or
even
here's
lives
1,000, one-ups. It's just like, here you need a bonfire. Well, here's one like every 1 million like yards
Here's one
away.
every 3 hours.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck speed running to get to the next one.
It's a role playing game. It's an action game. It's stamina management mostly, but it's so much fun. It's got good atmosphere. If you dig into the story, and I love the story because it's not intrusive. Like a lot of games, it's like, oh, here's another cutscene that I don't give a shit about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, isn't that kind of how all the Dark Souls games are, where you barely
that's the way they
in?
all are. You can pick it up if you want, or you could just sit down and completely ignore it and just have a good old time.
I always like games with like a good story, but then again, I get annoyed when there's too many cutscenes.
Yeah. And the worst part is when you're trying to replay a game that has a shit ton of cutscenes.
And you can't skip
and
them.
you're just like, oh, I hate this.
Like, I liked it the first time.
The beginning of Twilight Princess, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, is a nightmare now. I can hardly play the game.
Well, I mentioned last week that I picked up Red Dead 2 again. And, like, the whole first, like... So there are chapters in that game. And the first chapter is an epilogue where you're stuck up on a mountain and it's snowing. And you can't get off the mountain because of the blizzard. And it's just a tutorial. Like, it's showing you what to do. And it's torturous.
Dark Souls, you get dropped right into it.
Oh, yeah. It's just like, here's
there's
a
like
sword,
an intro
here's a shield,
cutscene.
fuck off.
There's an intro cutscene that you can skip. And then you're in the game. You're playing right away. And then it's going to ream you right in the butt.
Oh. Interesting.
You know it. You got killed, right?
Yeah,
you died to like one of those little corpse guys.
Beginning, though.
You died to one of those corpse guys, right?
Maybe like the first time I picked it up.
Maybe
but
the
not
boulder
the most
got you.
I'm not very good at those. I'm not very good at video games.
You haven't played enough. It's okay.
That's true.
I was shit at it when I played it for the first time.
Yeah,
Everybody's
still
bad
are.
at Dark Souls.
Okay, we're gonna move on. I recommend.
Moving on.
I recommend.
I really recommend my game.
Yeah,
Bloodborne is one of my favorite games.
Yeah, that's Sam's. That's one of Sam's favorites. Mine, I just picked up, and it's definitely really good. I'd like to beat it before. I'm a little worried that it might get a little repetitive.
It's true.
So to anyone who's thinking about picking up Doom, keep that in your thoughts.
In your hearts, in your
keep
mind,
that in your mind's eye,
in your prayers.
Keep that in your third eye. But
anyway,
let's kick it over to our topic because we've rambled on about nothing for long enough.
Video games and steampunk.
in the steampunk video game, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, in the movie Robots. No, but we're gonna this week. Sam's kind of leading us on a journey through TV sitcoms.
Yeah, we're just gonna kind of talk about them.
Yeah, this one isn't.
We're getting
like,
a little looser, a little freeform.
Yeah, this one's a little bit more freeform.
It might be garbage.
Yeah, if there's gonna be a dip in quality in between episodes, it's probably gonna be this one because we were like, let's talk about sitcoms, but then we were like, how do we talk about sitcoms?
How do we talk about them?
So if
well, let's just start with this.
Yeah.
Do you have any sitcoms that you like? Like that? Like what's one of your favorites?
I'd say one of my favorites is the Big Bang Bazinga Bing Bong Theory show.
Is it really, or are you lying
No,
to me?
Big Bang Theory probably isn't one of my favorites.
I used to like it a little bit,
It
honestly.
wasn't. It's not like horrible.
Like, people are pretty hard on it.
It's either like nowadays. It's not either. It's not just meh anymore. It's like you're either like 40 to 50 years old and fucking love Big Bang Theory, even though you don't like. There are people in my family who watch Big Bang Theory, and it's a show based on like pop culture and science, and I put fucking money down that they don't know what half of the shit that's brought up on that show is about. But they laugh like it's like fucking like it's Abbott and Costello.
Well, some of my favorite things about watching Big Bang Theory was noticing the things they got wrong. That was always fun.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, I can remember one occasion they were playing World of Warcraft or something, and it was just wrong. And I was just like, this is not how it goes.
Well, yeah,
This is
because
not
they
how-
don't. I mean, it's just.
You think the writers played World of Warcraft? No.
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of older dudes, maybe women as well, but just a bunch of older people who are just sitting in a
Passively
writing room
aggressively
and just-
making fun of nerds.
Yeah, it's a show for nerds making fun of nerds, and it's just kind of like you'd think the target demographic wouldn't be the one that's getting lampooned so much.
Yeah, I guess so. It was okay. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, I haven't
little while,
watched it
and then I got
forever.
tired of it.
Yeah. I'd say probably one of my favorite sitcoms. Well, I love The Office.
I was just about to ask something.
Yeah.
Are shows like The Office and like Parks and Rec, are those sitcoms? I mean, technically,
they're
right?
not like live action sitcoms.
They're not shot
they're not
like-
live studio audience sitcoms.
Yeah, but they are sitcoms
yeah,
because they're situational
yeah.
comedies.
For those who don't know, a sitcom stands for situational comedy, like Sam just said, and it's
It
just
basically
like,
means you've got a set of characters, and then you just put them in a situation and see what happens.
yeah. So The Office and Parks and Rec definitely follow that kind of that kind of, I guess, theme.
You've got very well defined characters with
And
like
put 'em in
specific quirks,
situations.
and you put them in a situation and kind of see what happens.
But yeah, so both of those shows I love. Like The Office is probably one of my favorite, I guess, comedy TV shows.
Should I say this?
What?
That I haven't seen The Office?
I tried.
It's not that I don't like it. I don't know why. You've heard my whoa. You've heard my video game things where I'm always replaying things.
Yeah.
It's because I don't know, I don't try new things very often.
And I try to get you to.
You do try. You don't try hard enough, I think.
I mean, I legit sat with you and watched The Office with you.
Yeah, that was
you were
good.
like,
I liked
this
it.
was really good. I'm gonna pick it up by myself. And I was
Steve
like,
Carell is hilarious.
he's hilarious in that show. And as the seasons progress, the whole cast of characters gets funnier.
Okay, I'll have to watch it.
Yeah. But you've seen Parks and Rec, and they're both very similar
Yes.
shows.
They are similar.
And they're both great. I also, so like, I guess a more standard sitcom, like live studio audience, I would say one of my favorites is Cheers.
Cheers. I haven't seen Cheers.
I know you've seen Frasier.
I've seen a lot of Frasier, and Frasier's great.
I was gonna go into the theme song, but let's not do that. Every
Baby, I
time,
hear the blues are calling, toss salads and scrambled eggs.
mercy.
Mercy. And I seem a bit confused.
Okay.
Copyright, sorry.
Copyright. Yeah, if I couldn't sing, if I couldn't,
Frasier's gonna sue my ass.
Kelsey Grammer's gonna kick my ass. But we both talk about Frasier and Cheers respectively because Frasier is a spinoff of Cheers, and
I think
I've
it's
seen,
like the most successful spinoff ever.
oh yeah, it is considered like the most because it got so famous on its own.
Yeah, I think it has like a ton of like, what are those TV awards called? Is it Golden Globes or is it
Emmys.
Emmys. That's it. I'm
Uh,
an idiot.
I don't know. There's so many just like arbitrary award shows.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, and this is the award show episode part 2 now.
No, not really.
No,
We're
we
talking about
talked
Frasier.
yeah. Um,
And funny dog that looks at him.
funny brother who I've seen like pretty much one clip from Frasier, and that's like the scene where Nigel
Niles.
sets his pants on fire.
It's a Niles, not
Niles.
Nigel.
I said Nigel. Yeah, I remember that. I'm sorry. I said Nigel. I'm thinking of the Wild
Nigel
Thornberry.
Thornsberry, yeah. Did you know that's Tim Curry?
It doesn't surprise me. You get any character like kind of like that with like an accent like that, and it's pretty much just always Tim Curry.
Yeah, I love Tim Curry.
Oh yeah. But Niles, I've only seen the episode where Niles lights his pants on fire while he's trying to get ready for a date.
I don't remember that scene.
It's like this really long scene, and it's just like he doesn't speak because it's him by himself in the apartment. And he sets his pants on fire and like burns himself and cuts his finger. It's really crazy. It's really funny as well, but it's really crazy. It's zany.
I think my favorite episode of Frasier was, and it's been a while since I've seen him, so the details will be vague. The one where he's Niles is taking care of a bag of flour like a kid for some reason. I don't remember the reason, but he like sets it on fire. It falls in the pool, and like every scene you see him holding this thing, and it keeps getting worse and worse condition.
But yeah, so I've watched the origins of Frasier. I've watched I think 3 to 4 seasons of Cheers. I think I'm on the 3rd season actually.
Do you want to sing the theme song?
It's so iconic. I always forget how it goes though. Oh yeah.
Okay, he's got
it. Way in the world today takes everything you got. I'll stop right there. Ted Danson will sing.
Copyright. Yeah, you don't want Ted Danson to come after you.
Ted Danson will kick my ass.
He'll come after you with a knife.
But
a knife-wielding Ted Danson would be a very scary thing.
Do you remember that whole... I mean, this was before either of us were born, but did you ever hear about that controversy where Ted Danson did blackface?
I did not hear about that.
So it was back when he was dating Whoopi Goldberg. This story just keeps getting crazier. Okay, so Ted Danson was dating Whoopi Goldberg, and it was like... I think it was even...
Can I stop you right there?
Yeah?
Why did... Is Whoopi Goldberg a lesbian now, or am I just, like, thinking that?
I feel like you just might be thinking that.
I think I'm thinking that.
Whoopi
I don't know why
Goldberg.
that would be my thought, but...
I mean...
We're going to get confirmation.
I feel kind of dirty looking up Whoopi Goldberg's sexuality.
I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm sorry.
Whoopi Goldberg on rumors about her sexuality and being a gay icon. Why are we on this subject?
I thought we were talking about sitcoms. Okay, let's forget it.
This is the episode
Somebody
where
tweet
we
at
just
us.
do anything.
Somebody tweet at us and tell us.
You've never seen... Okay, so... No, she says she's straight.
Okay. I don't know why I thought that.
There have been rumors that go around, though. But yeah, so she was dating Ted Danson, who is... This has to do with sitcoms because he was the star of Cheers.
He was on Cheers, yeah. I get it. Why are you worried? This is our podcast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But, so... Whoopi Goldberg and Ted Danson were dating in, like, the 80s or whatever. And... It was either, like... It was for her birthday... I think they had like a celebrity roast or like a dinner party or something.
Put on blackface for her birthday.
He came out in blackface. And like repeatedly said the N-word.
What?
But here's the thing. She defended him.
Oh God.
It was nuts. It was crazy. Okay. Oh, another good sitcom I watch is Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. I've seen few episodes of Seinfeld. I saw the episode where what's his name? Jason Alexander.
George Costanza.
George Costanza, where he's talking about peeing in the shower. It's an episode about peeing in the shower.
I bet I could. I bet I could probably recreate that episode right here, right now.
What do you mean by that?
I'm gonna give dialogue from an episode of Seinfeld that I've never seen because I haven't seen the episode where he's peeing in the shower.
Okay, let's
So
hear it.
Starts out,
Let's hear it.
and then
Okay.
it's exterior, Jerry's apartment, and
Okay.
then that, like bloopy jazz music starts playing. That wicked bass line.
Yeah.
And then so it's Jerry and George sitting in the apartment together, and it's so this is how it starts.
Yes, we already did that.
I'm trying to just segue right into it.
Okay.
Okay, so intro music, them. Jerry's talking about something like random. He's like, and then I told her I went to the thing, and then George kind of is like eating a snack of some sort, and he's like, Jerry, have you ever peed in the shower? And then Elaine comes in, and Elaine's like, hey guys, what are you talking about? And Jerry's like, well, George, he is telling me about peeing in the shower, and she's like, oh, you guys pee in the shower? And George is like, yeah, I pee in the shower all the time. And then Kramer runs in, and the audience
Jerry.
goes fucking nuts.
Obviously.
And then he's like, Jerry, and then he starts like going through the cabinets and shit. That's pretty much an episode of Seinfeld.
And he's like, Kramer comes in and he's like, I've put a mattress on the floor outside this building, and I'm gonna jump out the window and land on it.
And then he does.
And then he does.
But he dies still.
And then he does some racist stand up.
Yeah. So let's just segue from one racist comedian to another.
I'm sorry. Let's not talk about that.
His was just kind of like fucked up.
Yeah. Let's not worry about that.
But that was an episode of Seinfeld right there.
I think it was about peeing not just in the shower, but in a shower at the gym.
Why does that change?
Because it's
okay.
public.
I feel like let's talk about it. The episode of Seinfeld. Do you pee in the shower?
Not. I was gonna say, do I pee in the shower? This is very private information.
Well,
no, I don't.
You don't?
No. It's right next to the shower. Just step out.
Why? It all goes down the drain, dude. I guess what I'm saying is I do pee in the shower.
Yeah, you've admitted to it.
Yeah.
So if you're grossed out by that,
what did George
Trace
say?
his nest.
What is George Costanza?
I don't remember. I just remember the vague concept of this
He
episode.
pees in the shower.
Oh, he absolutely does.
Oh, it's
Are you
George
kidding me?
Costanza. Have you ever seen how dirty that fucker looks?
Don't be mean to him.
Well, I'm admitting that I'm also a dirty fuck. Regardless, Seinfeld is a good sitcom.
It's a good episode.
It's a good episode of that famous sitcom. I think that's pretty much all like the sitcoms I watched. The Office. I don't know why we decided to talk about sitcoms when neither of us really watch a lot of them.
I've seen a lot of particular ones we haven't discussed yet because we haven't gotten to the ones I watch yet.
Yeah.
My mom likes sitcoms quite a bit.
But
in
like
particular,
and my mom, we've talked about this before, and this is kind of what inspired us to talk about sitcoms.
Yeah.
Is my mom also kind of likes these same sitcoms, so I've seen them through her as well.
Yeah. Well, I watch these with her because I love them. The Golden Girls.
The Golden Girls. Thank you for
The Golden Girls is very funny. Thank you. Do you want me to do the theme song?
No.
Thank you for being
we don't
a
want
friend.
Getty to come back from the grave and kill us. And kick our ass
with a knife.
With a knife. Kick our ass with a knife. I actually haven't seen the Golden Girls.
You've never seen the Golden Girls? What's wrong? Are you an American?
I
don't think that's a valid accusation.
Even when someone's trying to immigrate to America and they're like, here's the citizenship test, and it's like, what did
No, hold on, it's just one question. Have you seen the Golden Girls?
No, it's just like a Golden Girls trivia
quiz. What is Dorothy's ex-husband's name? Can you guess?
Be it Franklin.
Stan. You're an idiot.
It was Stan. That's what I said.
Stan. Hey, it's me, Stan.
Hey, it's me.
Anybody who knows Golden Girls out there knew that joke.
Hey, it's me, Stan.
That's not how he talks.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. Every time they open the door and it's him, he goes, "Hey, it's me, Stan."
Can you give me more Golden Girls trivia and see if I can guess it?
Okay, let's see. Who owns the house that they live in?
The one who's the daughter.
No.
Fuck, the one who's like made fun of as like a whore.
Yes, it's her
Okay.
house.
Okay.
Blanche is her name.
Blanche. Yeah, she's like the whore of the group, according
Yeah,
to
she's a slut.
according to Estelle Getty's character.
I love Sophia.
She's just
Sophia's
like
great.
wasn't she like the youngest one, but they made her like the
Yeah,
old...
she was the youngest one there, but they made her up to look older, I guess.
And she's just so like
Spunky.
yeah, she's a spunky girl. All right, okay, give me some more trivia.
Okay. What is Dorothy's job?
Wait, okay, which one's Dorothy?
Dorothy is the daughter.
The daughter.
It's
Okay.
B. Arthur.
Okay. B. Arthur. She is a newspaper writer trying to find her way in this world.
Nope, she's a substitute teacher.
Yep, that's exactly what I said.
English teacher.
That was my second guess.
Okay, here's a bit of a cross one. This is
Okay.
with Star Wars. Can you believe that?
Okay.
Okay. Which one of the Golden Girls was in the Star Wars holiday special?
Oh, that was
think
probably
you should know
Estelle
this.
Getty.
No, it was B. Arthur.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah.
B. Arthur was in the holiday special.
Fuck yeah,
And
it was.
she like pours like this drink into that guy's head.
Yeah, I remember now. Fuck. Shit, dude. For some reason, I feel like I vividly remembered Estelle Getty being there. Maybe it was just one of the Wookiees I was thinking of.
Oh no.
Was that mean? I'm sorry,
No.
Estelle.
Sorry, still. Do you want one more trivia?
Yeah, give me one more trivia and we'll move
All right. What state is Rose from?
on. Rose is Betty White, right?
Yes, that's the stupid one.
Okay, so she's stupid. So she's probably from like a state where stupid people are from, like Oklahoma.
Minnesota.
Okay, that's like the second stupidest state, I think. So I was
Sorry,
close.
anyone from Minnesota
Or
who listens to this.
Oklahoma.
Or Oklahoma, I guess, since you're the number one stupidest state according to Trace.
Okay. Let's talk about some other sitcoms our moms watch.
Everybody Loves Raymond. I love Everybody Loves Raymond.
Deborah!
And if you're gonna, Deborah, the kids, my mom's coming over.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Everybody Loves Raymond.
My mom
Jeez,
loves
Lou.
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Everybody Loves Raymond
My
is
mom
a good
loves
show.
Raymond.
Everybody Loves Raymond.
You know what? Everybody loves Raymond.
Everybody Loves Raymond.
It's starting to become like a paradox. If we keep adding layers, it will eventually become a paradox, I think.
I think so. I think the universe will be torn apart
We'll
if we
collapse.
keep going.
That
Have you seen very much of Everybody Loves Raymond?
I've seen more than
Are you going to say the Golden Girls? Because you've seen none of that.
yeah. I don't remember a lot of Everybody Loves Raymond. I remember Raymond's dad was in the live action Scooby-Doo movies.
He was also in Young Frankenstein. If you've seen that.
I remember trying to watch Young Frankenstein and I fell asleep. Not because it was bad, just because it was late at night.
That's such a good movie.
Yeah, it was really funny, but I was tired.
He's Frankenstein, by the way.
Okay. What's his name? Like,
Frankenstein's monster. Sorry.
what's his name? Like, Don Bluth or something like that?
What?
I don't fucking know.
You're
I
an
was
idiot.
trying to make a stupid joke. I don't remember his name, though.
Peter Boyle.
Peter Boyle.
You know, Pete Boyle.
That's a nasty-ass name.
Pete Boyle.
Pete Boyle. Ugh.
Um,
Peter Boyle, Ray Romano, Brad Garrett, the
Brad
other
Garrett.
characters.
I don't remember the mom's name.
Uh,
I can't remember the. I can't remember Deborah's name either. What's her
so
name?
so the mom from Everybody Loves Raymond.
She was in Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
there's
let's.
another lady just like her that I always got confused between the two of them. Like, so there's
How could
another
you confuse
sitcom
them?
lady
Okay.
who's old like her and kind of looks like her that I always got the two of them confused. And I can't remember what
Hmm.
the other one was from. I'm gonna look up everybody has Raymond lady.
Everybody
Everybody
has Raymond.
everybody
Uh, I don't know what you could be thinking, but
loves
I
Raymond.
really do like Everybody Loves Raymond.
Okay, so yeah.
And you can judge me if
Doris
you want to.
Roberts.
Yeah, that's her name.
Yeah, okay, let me see if I can find. Oh, okay. So I also love the TV show Married with Children.
I have never seen that.
You haven't. That's like a fucking class. Well, that's one that my dad always watched. So that's probably why
Okay.
I'm like seeing it as like a classic, as a great American classic. Um,
Up there with baseball and
an
just
American
American
apple
football
pie. Um,
and apple pie and whatnot, fishing.
uh, yeah. So Everybody Loves Raymond is a good show. There's one that my mom watched more than Everyone Loves Raymond. Everybody loves Raymond.
Everyone loves Raymond. The
Everyone.
bootleg.
Everybody has Raymond. Everybody wants Raymond. Everybody loves Raymond. Um, One that my mom. This is like her favorite TV show. Like legitimately, she fucking loves The King of Queens.
The King of Queens. Now here's
Yeah.
what I have a lot of strong opinions about the King of Queens.
Yeah, and we did a little bit of research into it.
Yeah.
It's a fucking ripoff.
It's a bootleg. Everybody loves Raymond.
If you've seen Everybody Loves Raymond, you've pretty much imagine like a somewhat worse version of that, and
Yeah,
you've seen every episode of The King of Queens.
Imagine Everybody Loves Raymond, but the two uh, protagonists are assholes.
Fucking dickheads,
Are horrible people and horrible to each other and everyone around them.
and even the funny dad isn't like enjoyable.
He's like a psycho.
That's Ben Stiller's dad, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, his name's like Benjamin
He's-
Stiller or something like
The Madman? That's what they
that. The
should call
Madman
him.
Stiller. Sounds like a gunslinger from the Wild West.
Madman Stiller.
Mad Dog Stiller.
But I don't I made it sound like I hated the King of Queens. I don't hate it.
It's not necessarily bad, but I mean
They are terrible.
the characters are.
They're
The
vindictive people.
The show is just kind of like
It's meh.
it's not bad.
I'd take it or leave it. If it's on, I might watch it.
Yeah, because Kevin James does funny jokes.
Paul
Why is
Blart
it
Mall
like
Cop.
why is it that character like comedian actors who get as big as like Kevin James or Kevin Hart or people similar to that who get famous for like or like Adam Sandler,
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider. Why
Rob
do they
Schneider.
Rob Schneider and Rob Schneider? Why do those specific like actors and people like them always just have one shtick? Like Kevin James is that he's fat. Kevin Hart's is that he's short and black.
Uh-huh.
Adam Sandler's is that he's a 40-year-old man-child who's dead behind the eyes. And Rob Schneider's is that he's just a colossal dickhead to everyone.
Is he? I didn't know that.
I mean, have you seen him in movies? He's just
Okay,
a dickhead.
And then
have you seen-
David
have you seen
David Spade is a sarcastic ass,
the
right?
yeah, he was doing that back when he was still on SNL.
Yeah.
He's just a sarcastic asshole.
That's what he does.
Have you seen the Rob Schneider sitcom Real Rob?
No, what is that?
It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original, and it's a Rob Schneider sitcom. And it's just like...
That sounds surreal.
It's kind of like a train wreck where you can't stop watching it.
Oh, that sounds fun.
I know it's bad. Like, I remember binging it, and I was just like, this is so fucking bad. Like, I don't understand
why would you do that to
I'm
yourself?
still watching this. But he's, in that show specifically, he's just a huge asshole to everyone. But yeah, so those are pretty much all the sitcoms we've watched.
Well, I have one more.
Oh, you have one more. One more.
Another one that my mom loves, and I like it too. It's fun.
Yeah.
Fran Drescher's The Nanny.
Fuck, I almost forgot about this one.
The Nanny.
I almost forgot. The nanny named Fran.
Ah. Yeah, that one.
Mr. Sheffield.
Mr. Sheffield.
That was like the Lois Griffin before Lois Griffin was a thing.
I mean, kind of.
Just kind of, oh my god. And she's just like, especially in The Nanny, she's just like so fucking hot.
She is.
I was about to say, don't leave me hanging on that
No,
one.
I'm not going to leave you hanging on that.
The Nanny. It is actually a very enjoyable
Her hair
show.
is like 10 feet tall in that show.
It is.
And it's ridiculous.
It's so weird to me to imagine Fran Drescher as just like some Long Island like fucking trash woman. And then like and then to like watch her in The Nanny.
I don't know why,
like,
but I pictured like she's like made of like garbage. Like a statue almost.
just like a garbage statue that I made. But she's just like this Long Island like stereotypical.
She's Jewish
with her hair. So
I don't know if
tall
she's
like,
Jewish, but the character's Jewish.
Yeah.
And her mother is stereotypically Jewish.
It's just all like
Guilt trips and stuff.
But that is such a good show.
It's fun.
Doesn't she get married to Mr. Sheffield?
Yeah.
She becomes
like
Mrs. Sheffield.
Mrs. Sheffield.
And then Mr. Sheffield has like an assistant.
Yeah, Cece.
The blonde one.
Yeah.
Who
gets married to the butler.
But didn't she?
Yeah, but they hated each other.
Yeah.
No, they weren't a thing. She wanted to be with Mr. Sheffield.
Yeah, that's what it was. And,
but he had no interest in her.
And wasn't the butler just some like deadpan British dude?
Yeah, I loved him. Niles? Also Niles, I should say.
I'm just like, The Nanny is hitting me like a wave because and there were 3 children.
Maggie, Brighton, and what's the last one?
The third one.
What is her name? Why can't I remember it?
Glorpo.
Blurpo? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
What is her name?
Bethany.
No, that's not it.
B. Arthur. It'd be really funny if they had like if B. Arthur played
is the kid,
the youngest
like
child on The Nanny.
That would be hilarious.
Let's not kill ourselves over finding out who's
Okay.
the youngest girl from The Nanny.
I'm sorry. If I remember, I will shout it at the top of my
from
lungs.
the rooftops. But yeah, so those are all like the sitcoms that we're familiar with. I kind of want to talk about some like failed sitcoms just a little bit. So like sitcoms that got picked up for like at least a season, or barely even that. Like a lot of bad sitcoms only get picked up for the pilot. We've talked about the Geico one before, the Cavemen.
Yes.
Based on an ad.
Oh my god.
That it's just so crazy to me that people that, and you know that this was just some old fucking white dudes in a meeting room saying, "What's the new biggest thing?" There's
Gracie
cavemen.
or Grace.
Oh, Grace?
That's the youngest one, I think.
Grace?
Yeah, I think so.
That sounds right to me. But it's like
I needed to shout that. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. It's just like, what's the hottest thing right now? Those caveman ads are really funny. Let's make a
everybody
TV
loves
show.
those.
Everybody loves Raymond. And
Everybody
like,
loves
yes,
Geico.
that is a good show, but we have to create one now.
Why? Who? When?
It's just like it doesn't fucking make sense.
They weren't even that good at commercials, is the thing.
Yeah, they weren't really. We also have there were a lot of spin-offs like After MASH. So
Yeah.
the famous sitcom MASH about the Vietnam War.
Yes.
They did a spin-off to that wasn't received well. We didn't talk about Friends at all. Friends is another sitcom that I'm familiar with. I don't watch it a lot, but
I
like
haven't watched it, really.
when it comes on, it's something that if it's on, I might pay attention to. And it's not
Yeah.
bad. But there's the
Is it Joey? Is that the show?
yeah, Joey. The character Joey they made a spinoff for, and that just blew. Just blew.
Lou.
So one of the most famous failed sitcoms that is just infamous, basically, is a UK.
Is this the one I think it's going to be?
Yeah, it's a UK sitcom called "Heil, Honey, I'm Home." And
Oh my
it
god.
sounds exactly like what it is. It is a sitcom depicting the fictionalized versions of Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun living next to a stereotypical Jewish couple.
That is... who?
It was
greenlit
canceled after
this?
one episode aired.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Who was like... They were sitting around in the writing room, and they were like,
You know what's
anybody
funny?
got any idea? Anyone got any ideas? They're like, hey, what if Hitler lived next to some Jews?
No. This is exactly how the conversation went. Some man came in and he was like, "We gotta write a hit sitcom now, or our company's going under." And he pointed to an intern, and he said, "What's funny?" And he pointed to the intern, and he goes,
Oh, God.
"You know what I think is funny? The atrocities that the Nazi Party committed during World War II, and making light of those." And he's like, "It's only been like 30 or so years, and I think that's fucking hilarious." I think it came out in the 70s, by the way. 70s
Yeah.
and 80s. Maybe the 90s. I could be wrong. I'm not extremely familiar with it.
It feels like it would be the 70s or the 80s for some reason.
Yeah, so it was less than a fucking generation, and they were just like, you know what? Hitler. That seems like something that would come out like recently. Like 2000s, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know if that would ever work.
No, it definitely wouldn't. Maybe when it gets to the point in human history where people don't know if Hitler was real or not, kind of like how we're debating if King Arthur was real.
He's gonna be a mythical figure.
Well, yeah, like how, like thousands of years from now, people will be like, "Did Hitler even ever exist?" And it'll be like tales from beyond the beyond.
The crypt.
Tales from the crypt. Yeah, I think we've talked enough about sitcoms,
I think
especially
so.
leaving off with that best one right there.
Yeah. Heil, honey, I'm home.
Heil,
oh
honey,
my god.
I'm home. That's so fucking clever.
Somebody thought that was a good idea. Is the thing. That's the thing that kills me.
I will say it is a clever name.
That is You know what? I bet that's how it started.
It
like,
came from a name. They were like,
Heil, honey, I'm home. Okay, there we go. Now what do we do with this?
Now what do we do with that? Hitler.
Hitler. And then all the comedy went straight down the drain.
Yeah. Speaking of Adolf Hitler, today
That's never... Hold on, that is never a good segue.
Today in history, which today is March the 4th.
Yes.
Today in history, the Hindenburg disaster.
Fun. How cheery.
Oh,
humanity. I love this for our comedy podcast.
So the
I mean, did the Hindenburg really happen?
Did the Hindenburg really? It's been so long. Here's some historical context for you, and then we'll get back to the funny haha bits of our podcast.
Okay, let's hear it.
The Hindenburg was a German passenger Zeppelin.
Yes.
And it had caught fire and was destroyed during its attempt to dock with its mooring mast at the Lakehurst Naval Air Station in the United States. Of the 97 people on board, 36 passengers and 61 crewmen. There were 35 fatalities. So pretty much almost all of the passengers basically died.
Right.
One worker on the ground was also killed, making it a total of 36 dead.
Oh my goodness.
The disaster caught on newsreel coverage and in photographs shattered public confidence in the giant passenger-carrying Zeppelins and marked the end of the airship era. So basically, and here's the coolest part about this whole story to me, is that if this disaster would have never happened, we'd probably have Zeppelins.
I was about to bring that up. I was about to say, okay, I want to imagine an alternate universe where, like, planes, like, we didn't come up with them as quickly, and, like, Zeppelins were the main form of air transportation.
Well, it was just like, this is a cool new idea. Let's do Zeppelins instead. And then the Hindenburg. And then we were like, let's not do that.
You know what's not a good idea? A giant flammable balloon.
that we put people in.
That we strap people to the bottom of.
So a little known fact about the Hindenburg that most people don't realize, because it wasn't really caught on the newsreel or in the photos or anything, is that the reason that the Hindenburg exploded was because it was used to fight off Godzilla. And Godzilla did his blue laser mouth and shot the Hindenburg, and they didn't know that his blue laser mouth was flammable, like would catch something on fire.
Now this doesn't sound true.
Well, I'm looking at this
because
article.
Godzilla's not real.
Wait, what?
I hate to burst your bubble. I hate to burst your Zeppelin, but
I hate to burst your Zeppelin.
But Godzilla's not real.
What, Godzilla? Okay, next you're gonna tell me like Santa Claus isn't real.
Oh, let's not get into that. We'll talk about that next year, Trace. But here's an actual fact though.
About Hindenburg or Godzilla?
Well, the band Led Zeppelin got inspiration from the Hindenburg because they hate Germans.
Oh, see, yeah. I'd heard that the band Led Zeppelin was actually on the Hindenburg.
Oh, no.
Is that what it was?
Well, they might have been, and that maybe inspired them. That was a lie. I just want to clear that up. That maybe. Led Zeppelin... Well, I don't want to speak for Led Zeppelin. They might hate Germans. They might hate Germans. I don't know.
Led Zeppelin are Nazi sympathizers. What I said about Led Zeppelin hating Germans and Nazis, that was a lie. They're actually Nazi sympathizers.
No, that's a lie too. We've gone overboard.
That's a lot of...
I do not know the Led Zeppelin's...
What is fact and what is fiction?
Well, I don't know Led Zeppelin's opinion vis-a-vis Germans.
Vis-a-vis the Nazis.
I don't know how Led Zeppelin feels about Nazis.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Well, let's wrap up this stupid fucking podcast with whatever holiday it is.
Well, today's March 4th.
Yes.
There's not a lot, but I found this weird one, and I'd like to talk about it.
Okay.
Today is Casimir Pulaski Day.
What? Okay,
Casimir...
So every time you say a holiday, I'll say what, and it's mostly out of shock. This time, I have no fucking clue what you're telling me right now.
Casimir Pulaski Day. Yes.
Okay, what is that?
Casimir Pulaski was a...
Oh, that's a person?
Yes, that's a person. He's a Polish cavalry, military cavalry leader.
Of fucking course he's Polish with a stupid fucking name like
Pulaski?
that.
Pulaski's a great name.
Casimir. No wonder they got ramshackled by Germany and Russia.
Casimir Pulaski is a cool name. Maloney.
Well, he was Shut up.
Borders. Yeah, I know my name's stupid.
He was probably part of like that really cool Polish cavalry unit, wasn't he?
It seems to say that he was part of a Revolutionary War.
Ours?
In not ours, but he died in 1779.
So he was in ours. He was born in 1776 and he died.
God rest his soul. God rest his soul.
He was 3 years old.
I don't really know much else about him, but I loved that there's a holiday about this random Polish cavalry officer for some reason.
Yeah, we don't have like Benedict Arnold Day.
Yeah.
Well,
Why would we have that?
Yeah, he was
a
a traitor. I
you
forgot. I was
shithead.
trying to think of anyone who wasn't like just a
Like
founding
anyone.
father or wasn't a president later on.
We don't have like General Sherman Day.
General P. Sherman, Wallaby Way, Sydney.
What are you talking about? You are a madman.
I'm probably.
I know
gonna
that's
cut that
from
part
Finding
out.
Nemo.
Yeah, that's from Finding Nemo.
Okay.
Anyway,
So that's the day.
that's the day.
Go celebrate it by, I don't know.
By eating a Polish sausage.
Yeah, eat a Polish sausage on a horse.
On a horse with a big helmet thing on. Like those.
And chant the name Casimir Pulaski.
Chant it with your friends and try to summon his spirit.
Now, if anybody does this, I need a video of this. So please.
Okay. Well, that's going to wrap it up before I go on some other stupid-ass tangent about nothing.
Yes.
But this has been From Our Perspective. If anyone has any ideas for a topic, let us know.
Please.
I mean, you listen to this episode and
you can tell the well is running dry.
a little bit.
Only episode 6.
It's hard to find. It's hard to find stuff that's interesting to us. But I kind of want to give a shout out to something, a project that I went on that we're probably going to continue next week. Our friends across the pond over at Intrusive Thoughts Podcast were kind enough to have me on for last week's episode, and we talked about the differences between the United States and the United Kingdom's culture.
It was a lot of fun. It was very funny. Actually,
Sam unfortunately couldn't join us
that
episode, but he listened to it, and it was a really good episode. It was a lot of fun to record with them, and I'll let you guys know, this is the first time and probably the only time I'll tell you all what we're doing next week. We're gonna have them on to continue the discussion with all 4 of us. So that's what we're doing next week. And if you wanna hear part 1, of course, go over and find them at Intrusive Thoughts Pod. Anyway, we'll wrap it up for our podcast. We're on iTunes and Spotify at From Our Perspective. You could also find us on Podbean. That's our hosting website. I'd like to thank them, even though we're paying them to host it for us. I'd still like to thank them. But if you'd like, give us a review on iTunes. Good, bad, or
ugly.
Meh. Just let us know. We'd love to hear your honesty, just to see what we could fix. We're also on YouTube. We post that video every week, along with the audio format, just on iTunes and Spotify. So subscribe to our YouTube channel at Large Lads and get the video version every week, and leave us a comment or like it or subscribe or turn on the push notifications.
Please share with your friends.
Oh,
please.
Yes. If you
spread this around.
If you do like this show, share it with your friends. We used to put out ads for it, but now we're just going to use word of mouth. So if you think that you have a friend that might want to listen to us ramble about sitcoms for an hour, tell them about our show. We'd really appreciate it.
I beg of you.
Other than that, we'll be with you again next Monday. I've been Trace.
And I've been Sam.
Goodbye.
Toodaloo!